Welcome to Gamers Rise Up on Extremely Live, the ultimate gaming culture podcast. I am Micah Rock and Roll, and I am hosting solo tonight. Sam Schild is preparing for his comedy show debut. Need to get in some reps at the open mic, and Millicent is suffering from her apartment getting painted and the fumes eating at her brain, so she's not feeling too well. So I gave him the night off, and I'm here by myself like a complete freak to bring you this week's gaming news, and I've highlighted some indie games from the Day of Devs situation, which I believe is like an indie game premiere show or video or something. I honestly did not watch the Day of the Devs presentation, so I'm not quite sure what it is, but I saw all these indie game trailers drop associated with it, and I quite a few of them looked pretty interesting. So why don't we kick it off by getting into this week's news? All right, here is my first headline for you. The Pokemon Company has teamed up with Aardman, the British stop-motion animation studio behind Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run, for a mystery project. All headlines are from IGN, by the way. As reported by Variety, the special project will bring Aardman's unique style of storytelling to the Pokemon universe in brand new adventures. Interesting. A release window of 2027 was set, but it's unclear if the project is a film or TV series or something else. How mysterious. I believe there was a Netflix Pokemon stop motion situation just recently. That's cool. I think I used to make stop motion when I was a little lad with my clay and my Batman toys. Stop motion is very, very cool. Wallace and the crew behind Wallace and Gromit, I hope it's a very British take on Pokemon. That'd be fun. Yeah, sounds fun. Looking forward to seeing what the hell that winds up being. Boy, a lot harder to crack gags and crack wise when you're by yourself. This might be a quick and boring one, folks. Hang in there. Second story. Sony has revealed that that PlayStation 5 exclusive Astrobot is getting a free expansion tomorrow, December 12th, which adds a whole new level called Winter Wonder to the game. I saw a picture of it. That's all I released as a picture. Looks like a Christmas-themed world. I have not played Astrobot. I'm extremely interested in it simply because I love a platformer. I love a Nintendo Mario-style platformer. And this Astrobot definitely looks heavily influenced by Super Mario Galaxy and Mario. What's the Super Mario Odyssey, the one for the Switch. Just looks. It has that kind of a fun sense of humor, and I think it's cool that they're kind of doing level releases. I think that's a great way to do a platformer these days, with everybody online and what have you. Just keep releasing levels for your platformer. Why the hell not? And it's free, which you can't argue with free. Yeah, I'd love if Nintendo updated Super Mario Odyssey with new worlds to check out. That'd be great. So congrats to everybody who was enjoying Astrobot. I kind of wish it was a bigger success. I have this feeling that, probably just did okay because, I don't know, I feel like the typical PlayStation 5 owner is not super interested in like charming mascot platformers, but, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if they've released sales figures or not, but I thought it was cool. It's a good thing to keep your game fresh for your loyal players. And take a note, Nintendo. Add levels to your next Mario game for the Switch 2. That would be cool. All right, moving on. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is tangentially video game related. More, it's movies, but it's dork stuff, so I threw it in here for you. Sony is reportedly giving up on its Spider-Man universe, which includes universally panned films such as Venom and Morbius, as Kraven the Hunter is projected for a worse opening weekend than the disastrous Madam Web. I remember seeing previews for this Kraven the Hunter film, feels like 5 years ago. I think it might be a Disney Snow White situation where they're been retooling a finished film for 2 years straight. Apparently because it sucks. I have to say I was absolutely not interested whatsoever in this film. It's about Kraven the Hunter, who's a Spider-Man bad guy, who's, if I recall correctly, he's kind of introduced as that classic most dangerous game type of hunter character who wants to hunt people. He's hunted all the big game, and now he's moving on to Spider-Man. I don't know. I don't know anything about the film. Didn't really catch my interest. Apparently, it's a stinker. They're thinking it's going to hit 13 to $15 million. Or it did hit 13 million on its opening weekend, which is less than Madam Web, I guess, which was another Spider-Man offshoot film that did not interest me whatsoever. I haven't seen many of the new Spider-Men, to be honest, and even the Marvel ones. Not a huge Marvel movie head. Seen a handful. Definitely, I don't know. Something about it. Something about those films just, I can't fully invest in any of them. Some of them, most of them. Some of them are good. Some of them were enjoyable. But yeah, I guess, wait for the streamer link, folks. This is another stupid movie news. Disney has cast a Mandalorian and Grogu villain. Blah, 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 blah. I had no idea they're making a fucking Mandalorian and Grogu film. Is this going to open in theaters? Looks like it. Sigourney Weaver's in it. They've cast Jeremy Allen White from The Bear as Jabba the Hutt's son. He's going to be a disgusting worm. The ladies aren't going to turn out for that. Ridiculous. This sounds stupid. I don't care about anything Star Wars, and for the longest time, this seems dumb. Whatever. I'm sure some of you are excited for it, and I wish you the best. This is a crazy story. Check this out. Itch.io, the world famous, beloved indie video game website, sort of like Steam, but solely for indie developers and small games, free and low priced type of situation. It's a really great website. If you've never checked it out, highly encourage you to, and download cool indie games. But itch.io was offline the other day, and it was because of the Funko Pop company. Apparently, in a tweet, the indie game marketplace alleged that Funko, best known for its Funko Pop figures, used, quote, some trash AI-powered brand protection software that created what it called a bogus phishing report to the website's registrar. The website's registrar just reacted without any due diligence and took their entire website offline. And then itch.io had to, beg to get their website back up for something they didn't even do. I guess it was squarely related to some indie game that got uploaded or something. But, man, shit like this is going to continue to happen. Everything that has this fucking AI shit plugged into it is going to cause ridiculous issues like this. And if you just trust this stuff and don't check in or verify, you're screwed, pal. You're screwed. I hate Google searching, and that stupid AI result up top it drives me nuts. I don't know. I'm not like one of those like art freaks who screams about AI's ruining art and blah blah blah. I don't care either way, whatever. But I don't know. Wow.
Yeah.
Prodigal Son returns.
I am so sorry to bust up your probably about to be chill night.
Yep. We're listen to this. We're on to my last story here.
Okay.
Itch.io. You know itch.io? It's like a indie game Steam, basically. It's really popular for small games. Apparently, Funko Pop has some like AI-powered search and destroy copyright claim machine, and it copyright struck itch.io, and their registrar like shut down the whole website, so that no one could use it. They had to like scramble and fight to get it back up. So ridiculous.
Damn.
So not only do they create the world's most embarrassing product, they destroy perfectly good, actually enjoyable products like itch.io. I guess they got it all sorted out, but man, that must have sucked.
Do you remember when, what was that? There's some like Microsoft photo library that like lost like millions of people's photos like all in one fell swoop because of some kind of data leak?
I vaguely remember.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that? Oh yeah. Do you remember what it was? Was it like just Google? Was it like Microsoft Images or something? I can't remember what it was called.
No, I don't remember the name.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You hear about this Craven the Hunter? You're a big Spider-Man guy. You're gonna go see this Craven the Hunter movie?
When it's coming, is it coming out soon?
I think it just came out this weekend. It completely bombed. Was the headline?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the trailer, the whole thing. I think it has to do with the Sony contract of like releasing Spider-Man related movies
Yeah.
every 3 years. And I just like the whole Craven story is not super interesting to me. I mean, I think the way it was done in the 80s was really cool. But it's kind of like, let's do some new Spider-Man shit. Or like something I've always wanted to do, and I think I drunkenly pitched this to you at one point, is I want to have, you know how they did X-Men First Class where it was set in like the 70s or the 60s?
Yeah.
Let's do a fucking Spider-Man movie set in the 80s.
Oh,
There was
that'd
a
be
really
fun.
cool there's a really cool fan-made short where it was like Spider-Man set in the 50s, and that was really cool. And it was like an Asian guy playing Spider-Man. It was like a cool like, and he like fought the Enforcers, which is like a classic 60s Spider-Man villain. But I think the 80s would be really cool. So like picture this, like Zac Efron a la Iron Claw is like your Spider-Man because
Uh-huh.
Peter Parker, the way they drew him, the way Todd McFarlane drew him was jacked as shit. Like absolutely fucking jacked. And like just make him this big, something we haven't seen already.
Mm-hmm.
Like Toby was like kind of a, you know, had like a was pretty ripped, but ever since then it's been kind of this like twink Spider-Man thing,
Yeah.
which I get on the one hand, but also it's like let's do like Zac Efron Botox face like bubble gut Spider-Man, and then he could fight like Puma, you know,
Gordon
or
Gecko. You can
Hobgoblin.
take out Gordon Gecko.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Or Stiltman. But like I love like there's so many cool 80s villains that we have not tapped into, like Puma and like Hobgoblin and like Tombstone and shit. Like Craven, they did it in the fucking game. It's kind of just it's tired to me. And so now it's like, oh, it's Craven, but you're going to see his origin story. It's like I think of Craven's origin story as like three dudes like from the United States of America thinking like wouldn't it be fucking crazy in like the 19 like I don't know the 60s being like wouldn't it be crazy if some like tribal guy like who was of some sort of tribe was jacked as shit and fought tigers and shit and then he fought Spider-Man. Like there's nothing to
Yeah.
like the Vladimir Kravinoff origin.
Am
Like they
I
expanded on it.
am I
Go ahead.
wrong in thinking that it was like a spin on Most Dangerous Game? Like he hunted everything, now he's hunting man. Is that what it is?
That's no, yeah, that's right. And that's like sort of what they. I think there's a little bit of that in the Spider-Man 2 game, but in the Spider-Man 2 game, he's like, oh no, like I want to fight him when he's got a symbiote all crazy and shit, and like, damn, fucking, and it's like, yeah, okay. I just like there are so many cool what they did right, and the reason that Across the Spider-Verse was successful. I mean, it would have been successful, but they chose the Spot. The Spot has always been my favorite Spider-Man villain because I grew up with the Amazing Spider-Man animated series in the 90s, which prominently featured the Spot. And he's such a cool character, like these interdimensional portals, and they really nailed it in that movie. So I think it's just the proof is in the pudding. Like you got to have more obscure villains. I don't give a shit about Craven at all.
Yeah.
And it to me just seems like a contractual obligation more than anything.
Yeah, it feels like, I mean, just judging from the trailer, it feels like they're trying to do a John Wick type thing. Like he's
Yeah.
like he can get out of any situation with a toothpick and like kills everybody. It just seems boring. I just was not interested
Like,
whatsoever. Hello, I'm Micah, creator of Extremely Live. If you're enjoying what you're watching, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend. Please, that would be amazing. Extremely Live is a podcast and a live stream that is value for value. If you're getting value out of what we're making, we ask that you send us some value in return by going to extremely.live/donate. We'll take anything. We appreciate everything. And with that, let's get back to the video.
like they're doing it in the third game. They set up Chameleon to be like a villain in the third game. It's like, let's have a fucking movie with Chameleon in it. Chameleon, Hobgoblin, and Puma. Like, there's this amazing comic from the 80s. There's a great graphic novel called Birth of Venom, which just collects like the first like web of Spider-Man issues from the 80s, where like Spider-Man gets his black suit and like the whole Venom origin story. And there's a lot of Puma in there because Puma intersected in that arc. There's this really sick shot where like Spider-Man is like webbing like this, and Puma throws one of his like nunchucks, and it like dislocates Spider-Man's shoulder because it hits him in the armpit. It's like, I want to see shit like that in the movies, not just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's a skip for me, dog. What are you gonna do? Also, this.
Did you?
What?
No, go for it.
I was gonna say this I had no idea they're making a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Did you know this?
I tried to watch. Everyone's like, dude, Mandalorian is amazing. I tried to watch the first episode and I thought it was so fucking dumb. And I'm like a big Star Wars head. Like, yeah.
I watched the first season. They had me for a season, and then I just could not. Even towards the end, I was like, I don't care about this.
To me, the best part of Star Wars in the old movies was the writing and the practical effects. I mean, not the writing, but the practical effects and the cool set pieces. And then in the prequels, it was the duels, because the choreography was so cool. And then they fucked up both of those in the new ones. It's like they film them all on these round sets. You can just see the seams. It's so obvious. I know I'm a big hater, but like,
no,
I'm a
I
nerd.
think it's pretty well established that the new ones aren't as good as you want them to be,
Yeah. I love the videos of the guy from the voice of the main character in The Force Unleashed, and he also voices Jason Whittaker is his name, I think. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Whittaker, is that it? No, that's wrong. But he's like plays a big role in like the Clone Wars and stuff, and he's always on these little YouTube shorts like talking shit. He's like, yeah, for me, The Last Jedi was made by someone who didn't really do his homework, who didn't really know what Star Wars was. And it's just like, keep donking on him, dude. Keep donking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I guess people think that Emperor Palpatine is gonna come back again, like in this.
Are they making more like episodic movies?
Dude, I don't know. I guess they're treating this like it's a big deal, apparently, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they just seem to follow this formula of like, well, in the past, this works, so what if we fucking ran it back? And it's just like, I don't know, man. Maybe they have Thrawn and shit, which is cool. He's the blue guy in like the Ahsoka series.
Okay.
And I will say, like, Dave Filoni, every video he's in, he's like a fat, pudgy nerd with a cowboy hat, and it's just so great to see representation for my race out there. Just like a absolute piece of shit. Posturing as a cowboy, I love that.
I had a duster back in the day. I thought it was so fucking awesome. My homeschooled ass wearing a duster, and everyone's like, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
Yeah, but dude, you were how old are you? Like 15?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like, imagine you're like for your 40th birthday, you show up in the duster. That's a different story.
Oh hell
That's a
yeah!
different.
Marshall would have to beat off all the puss that was just flying at me. Yeah, I was like, I saw it at. Do you remember in the malls? They always had those leather stores in the malls. There were always like
Yes.
biker leather jackets and like cowboy hats and like just everything leather. I saw it in a mall leather store, and I was like, "This is awesome! I gotta buy it." I bought it with my
Did you
own
get like
hard-earned money.
I was gonna ask, did you get an allowance or what were you doing for how'd you make that cash?
I was just working jobs. I worked. It may have been when I was at working at a pharmacy as a young lad, or it may have
Oh
been
shit.
working for my dad. It was like a contract carpenter, and I would help him sometimes for money. But yeah, I remember it was $80. It was the most expensive piece of clothing I had ever bought at that point.
You bought it in like the year 1950.
Yeah. Almost when
that's so-
dusters were invented.
That's funny. You being like 13 or 15 at the pharmacy. I just picture some guy coming in with polyrhythmia, trying to get like his medication for his heart problems. You're like, yeah, we actually don't have it right now. I know it's not coming up on the computer. So please, I need you to calm down because this is not me. This is a computer issue.
Wow, it's like you're reciting my past to me.
It's so funny, dude. Like, as soon as I hopped onto the pod, I saw Marshall in the background and look and see me, and there's this look in her eyes. We're like, oh, God damn it. The computer's about to be taken up.
Oh, Lord. That's all
we
my
can call it. I know.
Yeah, let's call it tonight.
Yeah.
Did you play anything you want to shout out?
I've just been playing. I've been playing Fallout again and
Nice.
using the PS5 feature where I listen to Spotify at the same time, and it's pretty cool to listen to NWA while I'm killing feral ghouls. I will say that.
Hell yeah. That's fun. I didn't play much either. I played Donkey Kong Country 3. Fired up the old Donkey. I don't think I played like a little bit of that one, but I was probably checked out of Super Nintendo games at that point. I think that was later on in the Super Nintendo the life. But it's fun. The Donkey Kong games are always good. But yeah. Let's regroup when Milo-san's feeling better.
Hell yeah. Let me know if you ever want to borrow my PS5. I got it loaded with all the best games.
Oh boy. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
Let's get
Peace.
out of here. Peace.
Let's get out of here.
If you enjoyed what you heard in today's condensed episode, real quick, the upcoming indies that I thought looked good. Maybe I'll make a separate video for these, but here's what you should check out. Feltopia. 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 It is a side-scroll shooting game, like a shoot 'em up, and it's all handmade felt, stop-motion animated felt objects. Like everything in the game is handmade and animated in real life. And it looks very, very cool. So I encourage you to check out Feltopia. Google, just search Feltopia trailer on YouTube. Bionic Bay, another interesting looking indie game that is a side platformer. that has kind of fun gimmicks of like slowing down time. I believe you can like flip your position with objects, like warp. Like there's warp tricks or something or other, but it looks interesting. It looks like it could be a fun game to check out. Bionic Bay, another one that I thought looked cool. Far Away, one word, Far Away. You play as like a shooting star, and it looks like an artsy fartsy kind of game, where the things you play as a star and you kind of fly around other stars, which creates when you circle around them, it creates a line. So you end up making I'm going to forget the word, but constellations. There we go. So you make like unique constellations as you play, and you get like kind of arcade style scoring, like 3x, and all the sound kind of works together as sort of like a improvised music. It's really cool looking. It looks interesting and pretty. Another one I thought looked cool is Blippo Plus, BLIPPO plus sign. It is by the creators of Thank Goodness You're Here, which I beat that game, and they sent me this patch in the mail. They have an address. You can send a self-addressed stamped envelope to them if you beat the game, and then they send you a little trinket. I thought that was kind of cool. It's a very fun game. You should check it out. Thank Goodness You're Here. But they're making a new game called Blippo Plus. Very unclear what it is, but it looks like a 1-bit like Game Boy camera style graphics, and it looks like just like a million TV channels. You're like flipping through them, and it's not clear what the game actually is, but it looks funny and interesting, and I encourage you to watch the Blippo Plus trailer. Yeah, I'll leave it there. And then the last thing I thought looked really cool. It's called Tankhead, one word. Looks like you play as a little robot tank that can sort of upgrade and adjust and customize your build as you're ripping around what looks like a desolate post-apocalyptic world filled with animalistic like robot characters, and it looks kind of cool. I was interested. I really enjoy the what do you call it? Tears of the Kingdom sort of building aspects, making little vehicles and stuff, and it looks like it has some of that in it, like that fun vehicle customization gameplay that pops up every now and then, and it looks like a fun version of that. So check it out. It's called Tankhead. All of these games I mentioned have fresh new trailers. Just go on YouTube, give them a search, and if you're excited about them, wishlist them on Steam. I know indie developers always appreciate that. And with that, head to extremely.live/donate if you got value out of what we shared with you today. If you enjoyed, send value back. That's all we ask. extremely.live/donate. Thank you for listening. We'll be back soon. Rise up, unleash the wrath inside our keyboards as well.